What's going on YouTube? Welcome to episode 75 of the U.S.S. Enterprise D tutorial. I'm Zero Elite and I just want to thank you very much for tuning in today's episode. If you haven't, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and helping me in supporting the channel. Also, I have Discord now, so if you haven't, be sure to join my Discord. I'll have a link below in the description section of this episode. And on Discord, there's going to be a lot of cool features on there. You'll be able to showcase your own builds as well as any new updates regarding my channel. Be sure to check out my Discord for that. Also, polls for new builds I'll be having in the future. Um, it's going to be on Discord now going forward. So definitely keep that in mind. I'll still be looking at what people are going to be suggesting on my YouTube channel, but really going forward, I'm going to be using Discord as more and more people join as a way to do polls to get ideas of what builds that people want to see. So definitely check that out. Um, Today we have about a 17-minute episode. We're going to be picking up where we left off, working on the center of our ship, the mall/aquarium, and this is taking a little bit of time to render this all out because this section of the ship is just so massive. But not only that, this is really also our central hub of the ship. This is where all the corridors are going to ultimately meet up, and this is where we'll be going up to the bridge. So really, it's the center focus of our ship. So we're going to just be hopping right into today's episode, and we're going to be fleshing out some of our um, walls here. Now we're right on the turbo lift. I wanted to clean that wall up right there because I had it right up on the turbo lift entrance, and I wanted there to be at least a lip there. So we're making a slight adjustment to our wall here, at least on this side. We're going to have to do that probably to both decks. We're also going to be working on the ceiling here, finishing this up to make it flush with the rest of the ceiling. So really we're not going to be doing anything crazy with that. We're just pretty much going to be taking the existing template that we had in the other sections of our corridors and using that to fill in the majority of the ceiling as we get towards the center. Now, we're not going to do all of it with this same pattern. When we get towards the center, we'll do something just a little bit different. You'll see what I mean when we get there. Um, but no, this is good. This section is going to come out pretty cool, and I think everybody will like this. When this is done, this will be a very unique area on the ship to have, while also staying true to what's on the Enterprise D, and also taking just a couple of liberties here and there. Because remember, at the end of the day, there's only so much of this ship that's been shown, so we have to use our creativity in fleshing out a lot of this ship, um, which really isn't that big of a deal. You know, we can use references and all sorts of different things at our disposal. Google is such an asset in that regard. I use that all the time. Anytime I'm building, I'm not sure what I want to do. I just start searching for screenshots. Um, and that's kind of what we did here. A lot of it, though, I ended up just winging it. And this will be something else that I'll talk about where you just kind of go off of the area that you have to work with. So right now we're in the dead center. So I'm kind of dividing that up with cyan brackets I'm putting in the floors to kind of space it out or separate it just a little bit. Now these walls that are there on the sides here, there's probably going to be shops in those, or at least facades for shops, when this room is done. But I think when this whole area is completed, that the main shops will be on the outer wall of this thing. And we actually haven't even built that yet. This is where I'm talking about how massive this area alone on the ship is going to be. Um, you know, this is, again, one of the reasons why I don't typically build ships this big, because it's just taken months to flesh this thing out. And I don't really mind it because, you know, I'm having a blast doing it, and it's giving me extra content for the channel. And so far, nobody's been bored with what I have going on, which is pretty cool. Um, but I was also, you know, this is kind of one of the reasons why I stayed away from the Enterprise D for a while, because I knew it was going to be a tremendous undertaking. And also, before I attempted this, I wasn't sure how well it was going to come out. But I've been pleasantly surprised so far. The ship has actually come out and fantastic, and it's exceeded my expectations, so I have no complaints with it, like other than like little like nitpick gripes that I have with the build on the outside, like with the deflector dish and the neck specifically. Other than that, it came out exactly the way that I wanted it to. So I don't really have any complaints. And even with the deflector dish and neck, I'm not sure if I would have been able to do it any better, because I've seen what other people have done, um, and from what I've seen from other people attempting this build, it looks like other people have had the same issues, that the neck and the deflector dish are two areas on the ship that are just a pain in the butt to build. But it is what it is, and we did the best that we could, and I'm pretty happy with it. I've gotten nothing but positive responses so far from this build, so thank everybody for that. And yeah, we're just kind of at this point we're cleaning it up. You can see what I mean. We're using our existing patterns, and we're just translating it now into this main section that we're in right now. This is where I talk about bring your design cues over with you, because when you're going room to room, because when you do that, it's going to make things easier for you to see where you need to add things, basically. And that's why it kind of looks like right now, where it's like I know exactly what I'm doing, but in reality, I'm really just kind of looking at different areas of the ship that I've fleshed out so far, and trying to flesh it out based off of what I did in the other areas so far. That looks kind of good right there. But the only problem with that, it kind of looks like a upside down staircase. So that's going to take a little bit of work right there, especially in the ceiling in here. So you can see I did the corridors right up until we got to our main hub slash mall slash aquarium. Um, but the ceiling, we'll get to that here in a little bit. I don't think we'll be getting into today's episode, but you'd see right now it's just a matter of figuring things out, you know. And you can see what we did there. We just moved our entryway point up by 1, and that might actually solve this problem here, at least to smoothen it out. We're going to have to fix that wall now that we made a change over here. So this is important to pay attention to detail, because everything that we're doing right now, we're going to have to do on the deck, on the next deck of the mall, the one directly above us. So this is something else to bear in mind too. This is also why I don't like to get too far ahead when I'm working on my ships, especially if um, we're working in areas where uh, certain sections of the when you go deck to deck that they're supposed to match. This is why I try to do them at the same time, because as you progress and the more time in between you go section to section, it's going to get harder to replicate exactly what you did. At least for me anyway. I've found that, if you make one change in one area and it's supposed to be like that in another area, do it over there too. Otherwise, you're just kind of asking for inconsistencies at that point. And I actually slipped up right there. I need to, on that row right there, I need to have a white terracotta bracket going across the ceiling, just like we have down in here. Now you can see that's why it's important. We have our guidelines. We're going off of our design cues. This is why I say that's so important to do that, because it can help us in just staying consistent. And it can be really easy to make a mistake. As you can see, I just caught myself doing it. And I can't believe I just made that white. That needs to be white terracotta, actually, not the regular white. But whatever. We'll come back and fix that. I'm a little frustrated myself that I actually did that and didn't catch it, because I actually went back over and looked right at it. But I mean, stuff like that's going to happen to you when you're working on these builds. It just kind of is what it is. Eventually, you'll kind of get to a point where you maybe might miss a thing or two. But when you start using these rules that I go by with building, it will help you into staying more consistent. Yeah, because you can even see on this side, I had the brackets going across the ceiling. So we have to go back and do the same thing on this side. Otherwise, there's going to be inconsistencies. Now you can see what I'm doing right here is on each straightaway corridor, I'm going up to the last row that's got the stained glass. I'm using that as my guideline on where to start rather than counting it out. And if you really, really wanted to, you could count it out. But I'm just showing you a quick trick on how to get around that, because when you think about it this way, we've technically, or well, not technically, we have already counted it out. So if you really, really wanted to, you could count it out again and see, even right there, I just made a mistake because I didn't go off of the last row. I want one extra. So that's going to be off by one now on this side. But it's okay. If I don't catch that, I'll go back and fix it. But it's definitely important to do this stuff, because I'm telling you, as you go, if you start making too many errors like this is where your ship is eventually going to start to fall apart, where you're having inconsistencies as you're going through it. It's not honestly that big of a deal, but I don't know, like the OCD kicks in when I see stuff like this, and it's like I know better than to do it. But at the same time, I've been working on this ship for so long that it's easy, especially if you're doing a 3 or 4 hour build session, it's easy to overlook something when you're working on stuff, because you're thinking at maybe 3 or 4 things at a time over changes that you want to make, as well as stuff that you're working on right now. So it's really easy to make mistakes like that. It's not, like I said, it's not a big deal, but something I'm going to change. Well, not necessarily change, but going to fix. Um, I'm actually, after I'm done recording today, I'm probably going to get back on Minecraft and go take a look to see if I actually did fix it. And if I didn't, then I don't know if I'll end up having that in a tutorial. I might. I might actually just record it just to have it tacked in to show you guys what I did. Um, but that's definitely a little upsetting for me, because I hate when I make little mistakes like that, because it's stuff that I ultimately I have to go back and spend extra time fixing later on. This is why I say it's so important. If you do one thing on one side, do it on the other. This is a clear example on why I do that. Because if you don't, you can just easily fall into that rut, like you just saw me do here just a second ago in a couple of different spots where I made a few minor errors because it wasn't fresh in my mind, basically. 'Cause that's the other thing too. Like, I take a lot of pride in the interiors that I do on these ships, because it does take a lot of work to get it to this point. Um, because not that there's anything wrong with it, but I've seen other builds on Minecraft where there's really not a heck of a lot of attention to detail on the interiors, and they're very, very plain Jane. And that's something that um, I have a lot of pride in, the fact that I take the extra time to build out these interiors and try my hardest to stay as true as I possibly can to what the ship should look like on the inside. Now, while I don't think that like for example, my corridors, I don't think that they're perfect. They're missing a few minor things, like lighting, like down towards the bottom on the sides. But with something like that, we're restricted to what we can do in Minecraft. So having something like that is not necessarily an option unless we do sea lanterns. And if we do sea lanterns, it's going to kind of throw the whole design off, because Enterprise D does not have cyan sea lanterns or cyan lighting going along the bottom, along the sides of its corridors. Or white lights. Now, it's something that I did want, um, but I don't know. That's why I said that I wish that there was a whole slew of different building blocks that I wish that they would add in this game, in just the base game. I'm not talking like different types of texture packs, but just a regular base game. Like if they had a whole slew of blocks that you could illuminate, and a full range of colored half slabs, maybe triangle blocks, things like that. I think that, we're still staying inside the realm of Minecraft, and I don't understand why they haven't added it. You know, because I've gone on their forums and on the actual Mojang's website, and there's like, just for the half slabs alone, colored half slabs, there's like over 15,000 people have upvoted it. And these are just the people like me that have taken the time to go on their website and request it. So I can only imagine how many people actually want something like that. An actual, I can tell you other things too, like railing. Like there's mods that you can get on Minecraft for actual railing in the game. Um, there's a lot of cool things that they really should do with this, but it's kind of a shame. Like, and this is going to sound horrible, but in a lot of ways, recently, in the last couple of years, Minecraft has turned into a children's game, because that's really where their focus has been. um, but it really, like, for those of you that have been with Minecraft since the beginning, it really didn't start out that way. But a lot of the people that do play Minecraft now are younger. um, Not that there's anything wrong with that, I think that's honestly awesome to get that younger audience in. But at the same time, I think that they need some TLC, some more TLC on the base game. And I'm hoping that maybe, just maybe, that once they're done overhauling the biomes in the game, that maybe they'll give us something like that. Because I know that they've been working on, like, on the cave systems and things like that in the last couple of updates, which is cool. But unfortunately for me, with like my current world, I'm never going to see any stuff like that, because my save file on here is so old. Like we're talking over 10 years at this point. I'd have to go over and look at my 2009 Enterprise, because I have a commission date when I started building it, and that was roughly around when I started playing Minecraft. And I want to say that that was 2009, 10, 11, somewhere around that window is when I originally started playing. So that's how old this map is. And as the game progressed and the newer versions of the Xbox came out, and I was able to expand the size of the map, um, rather than starting over, I just carried over my work, which is actually pretty cool. It's been really awesome that I've been able to just keep adding on to this world that I have. And that's honestly one of the main reasons why I haven't gone over to PC, on top of the fact that I can't get my gaming pad to work with Minecraft on PC. If I can get Minecraft to work, if I can get my controller to work on the PC with Minecraft, and if I can get my save file over there, I probably would do one or two videos with mods, maybe every once in a while. But I also do want to stay away from that, because the builds that I've been doing on here, we don't use any mods. This is base game outside of using a couple of texture packs that you can get on Xbox. But, I've kind of rambled on a little bit, but that's going to wrap us up today. We've got a little bit done. Like I said, we're going to keep working on this section of the ship. Wednesday's episode, we are going to be taking a break, though, um, from the mall, and we'll be working on the primary shuttle bay for a little bit. And I think Friday's video, we're going to come back to the mall, and then we'll see where we're at next week. But I do know that we are getting ready to come up to take a break on this section of the ship, but really want to try to get as much done as we possibly can before we take that break. But anyway, that's going to wrap us up. I just want to thank everybody again for tuning in today's episode. And of course, don't forget to tune in on my YouTube channel Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern for new episodes. And of course, if you haven't joined my Discord, what are you waiting for? I have a link down in the comment section below. Be sure to join my Discord for all the latest updates regarding my YouTube channel, and also all the latest updates regarding Minecraft, because I also have an update section on my Discord channel. and a whole bunch of cool other features on that channel, as on my Discord channel as well. So be sure to join. And of course, if you do have any questions regarding today's episode, be sure to drop a comment below or in Discord. Let me know, or if there's any builds that you want to see, or if you're just dropping by to say, hey, definitely love to hear from everybody. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap us up today. I just want to thank you all again for tuning in today's episode. I hope everybody has a happy and safe week. And of course, what did you make in Minecraft today? Let me know in the comments section. Let me know in Discord.